哦，这边。
Sacre bleu! It's a crime. You're from the north. That's painfully clear.
Excuse me?
There is no excuse. There is but the need to outfit you anew. My salons.
All jests aside, let me see what you got in your wardrobe.
I'm more than willing, sir.
什么衣服都可以吗？怎么怎么一身黑装啊？他好低哦。裤子、靴子、手套比我吗？这样可以吧
Thanks.
Ever your servant, sir.
好，再换装。然后手套要拿掉吧。手套是哪一个啊？哦，这边。然后他是说要戴面具吗？我没印象哎。我记得好像有一次是这样子啊，也是要戴面具的任务，忘记是什么时候了。
Nice tune.
Long live Toussaint! The exhibition of the Reginald Aubrey Monument will remain closed until further.
哦，前面了。
Late. Why does that not surprise me?
我迟到了吗？
Well, well. I did not expect you to have such a sense of style. My, Geralt. Not bad at all. And you've even a mask. Just not the kind required.
场合
They're a little different, the ones Mandragora members wear. I've brought you one. Put it on.
戴面具还看场合啊？我是说那个造型啊，为什么要戴面具？
Any idea why they wear masks?
Likely because they imagine it oh so very romantic and mysterious.
浪漫神秘
The。truth is far simpler. This way, no one can tell which drunken aristocrats are pinching the performers.
Let's go. Soiree's started.
Wise of you to hide your weapons. They'd not have let us in otherwise, that's certain. How do we find the Cintrian? Have you a plan?
Key is not to spook him. Need to ask after his partner, Cecilia, first. Less likely to raise suspicions. As soon as we find her, we find him. Especially since he might be expecting us.
What do you mean?
Ran into some of his thugs in town. Knew who I was. Had it in for me.
Right. Right you are. We must proceed with caution. Come, it's our turn.
Madame, Monsieur, an extraordinary pleasure to welcome you to the Mandragora's soiree. Tonight, I particularly recommend you direct your attention to the performances prepared by artists of our community.
We were really hoping to meet Cecilia Belant.
You are admirers, I surmise. I'm certain you will have ample opportunity to converse with her.
It cannot be easy to identify anyone in this crowd. Perhaps you...
I don't know where she is now, but I can give you a clue.
Let's hear it.
Seek the Kaveri orchid.
Meaning?
Cecilia wears one in her hair. You shall recognize her easily by the orchid.
啊？可是我连兰花那个什么花都不知道。
Lion's always complaining about artists being poor as temple mice.
The residence belongs to none of them. They are guests here.
哎，对啊，那个是魔毯吗？
Woman in the black dress. There.
我刚好看到整边飘在天空，哎。
Doesn't wear a mask.
It would be pointless. All would know her anyway.
Kaveri orchid. Let's look for it. If we find Cecilia, we'll find the Centurion.
真的啦，有魔毯啦。这可以吃吗？什么东西啊？它是一个水果哎，还是什么？ 非必要参加娱乐活动。
Greetings, Witcher.
就是这样。这是干嘛？嗯？哦。
It's obvious. It represents
哦，它是哦在泼漆啦。不要，啊不行啊！
or a deeply internalized fear.
它只能泼在这块布上，这样有点无聊哎。四处逛一下，这都是艺术家的画哎。
Where are your
Lanterns. They say releasing them brings good luck.
Fine. Let's give it a try.
Never suspected you believed in such things.
天灯，全部点走，我不要让别人点，一个人独吞所有天灯。我点了4朵，那我的愿望是不是成真啊？它能飘多远啊？ 飘超远的。哎，空气中怎么有？他们都消失了。
But what if it hasn't come?
Look at the mage. I believe he's casting spells.
这魔毯。
We'll see.
Saraba Durandum Alabahansta
But are you sure?
什么？哦，
Absinthe. The
不爱
preferred
酒。
hooch of artists.
Ah, how beautiful.
哇！
The dolphins. That is no ordinary
他说
illusion. The
魔
man's
爪
a
颜料
true
球
artist.
释放内心艺术气息15次，哎，麻烦啊！
takes shape.
Yes, it's sure to be a masterpiece.
我觉得这个可以拿来砸人吧，
It's a manifestation of the man's soul.
丢在别人脸上。 最后一颗绿色球。
Voila! Fine. Now, allow me a moment to ponder. My appraisal? The painting depicts spiritual dualism. The continual battle between good and evil, and defiance.
Oh yes, that's him all right. Good
啊，
versus
他
evil.
他怎么知道啊？
And defiance.
拉什么？哦，他们是默剧表演啦！哇，好棒哦！他们也好配合哦。怎么上得去啊？
Please leave us be. I'm sure you understand. There are.
我要怎么前往2楼？他在2楼嘛。小猪。游戏没有攀爬选项，不是说太高了啦，爬不上去。好，有。
Sorry, artists in the Mandragora and their guests only.
其实我现在不能过来吗？
But what if he doesn't come?
He'll definitely come.
Pretentious. I was prepared for all sorts of criticism, but
这真的都是艺术家参加宴会。我这边啊。 他不会画裸女吧？还真的哎！
do not disturb. Shoo.
It's the right flower.
Of course it is. A Kaviri orchid lends just the right contrast to her complexion.
Need to talk to your model. It'll only take a minute.
To me?
Lie still. You may speak, but for love's sake, do not move.
Wow. Impressive portrait.
I know the style, the stroke. This is Dorian Velez.
The gracious lady has heard of me?
I've heard Anna Henrietta herself wished you to paint her portrait once.
At one point, the palace chamberlain even wrote to me, but alas, ultimately refused my terms.
What was the matter?
When he learned I only ever paint nudes, he severed all contact. He said he would not dare offend her illustrious highness with such a proposition. I've always longed to paint her. Such a shame.
I think you may still get a chance.
他不知道
We came here
女
to
公
meet
爵
you
本人就在
specifically.
他这一位，
To meet me?
因为他们是不请自来的。
Why?
Centrian noble you came here with. Wanted to ask you about him.
Cintrian Noble. Ah! You must think I'm Cecilia.
Orchid confused me.
I told you not to move!
As she concluded her performance, Cecilia tossed the flower into the crowd. I caught it, but I did see the nobleman.
Really like to talk to him.
Like many here, tall, dark, masked.
Know where he might be now?
He gave Cecilia a small gift, a heart-shaped box. Then they strolled off together towards the refreshment.
Excuse me, madame, monsieur, I cannot work like this. You must leave now.
艺术家，他们都好怪哦。对吗？
The cat and the fiddle.
啊，这边。
Empty heart-shaped box. Cecilia must have
对面好
left
像
it
也有。
behind.
It looks like it held a flask of perfume, a gift from the Sintrian, I imagine.
Scent still hangs in the air. Let's follow it.
A true talent.
他吗？
My regards.
哦，不是。
What if he doesn't come?
He'll definitely come. Don't worry.
How can you be so sure?
Oh.
As I said, only Mandragora artists allowed. Nothing I can do.
Come, we must consider what to do.
催眠方式啊。
I'd recognize that voice anywhere.
You must be mistaking me for someone else.
I served 15 years in the palace. Your Grace, I'd not mistake you for anyone.
Shh! Not so loud. We are here incognito, on state business.
Yes, Your Grace. How may I serve?
I hope we can count on your discretion.
Of course. I shall be silent as the grave.
Looking for Cecilia Bellant. Seen her?
She's in her dressing room, where she went with a nobleman.
What did the man look like?
Tall, broad-shouldered, a black beard peeping out from under his mask, and he spoke with a
That must be him. We must get to the dressing room, quickly.
Yes, Your Grace. I'll take you.
No, stay here. Anyone tries to flee, you stop them.
Understood.
Quickly, upstairs.
那这守卫他是怎么？他退休了吗？哦，这间。
That must be Cecilia.
No pulse. We're too late.
He slit her throat. The brute.
Didn't go out the door. Guard would have noticed. Might still be somewhere here.
You must find him before he harms another. I shall alert Oriana. At once. She should bring her soirée to a close.
Shouldn't split up.
Geralt, I will be fine. Go after that rogue. I shall fetch help.
搜索吗
Bloody handprint. It's his.
哪底啊？哦，好有钱啊！
Killed her, then went out on the balcony. Tore down the door. Made a platform. Clever. Must be pretty strong, too.
啊？他不可能是有跳下去吧？
this ladder.
哦，这边。
Could still be here. Need to stay alert. Blood stains. Jewelry box.
那黄色是什么东西啊？镜子吗？
Picked open, probably. Jewelry box. Locks busted. Picked open, probably.
好有钱哦！
Blood on the window frame. Someone climb out? Fall out? Looks valuable, but it's not what he came for. Sconce is bent, smeared with blood. Someone try to grab it? Hunting knife, richly ornamented. Used during the fight, probably.
还有没看到的吗？哦，这边。
Canvas is cut. Somebody took a knife to the painting, looks like. Links of a snapped chain. Jewel must have been on it.
要这么多啊！我怎么都没，刚刚都没看到。他有时候点不到，有时候点到。
Smashed mirror. Someone crashed into it hard and sank to the floor.
啊，尸体嘞？还说就刚刚那个女的、啊。
Empty inkwell. Knocked over, turned toward the room. Precious stone. Bloody fingerprint on it. Thief came for this, must have. Tiny chain links next to it. From a snapped necklace? Seems there was a struggle.
这个房间好多的一些线索。
Jewel was in the box, it seems. Centurion tried to steal it, but someone got in his way. They fought, struggled, that's clear. Ended with one of them flying out the window. Fall had to have killed them. Jewel's still here, though, so our Centurion must have been the flyer.
Say. Oh.
So, this is the tracker. A witcher, yes?
Indeed, this is him. We found the body together. Then he set off in pursuit of the killer.
And ended up here, but I've only found evidence of a fight. Seems the Centurions killed his last. Finally failed this time. Shame it happened too late for Cecilia.
Poor girl. Always told her she chose her males badly. But I would never have suspected she could arrive with a murderer. I'll alert the staff. Have them see to her body at once. Meanwhile, we should sit. I will tell you everything, in full detail.
他胸前那颗钻石好大哦。
I caught him red-handed, attempting to burgle, rifling through my possessions.
What did you do? Summon the guards?
There was no time. I feared he'd escape, refused to give him the chance. He stood with his back to me, so I attacked. He struck his head on a picture frame as we struggled. He was bleeding, dazed, and then he drew a knife. Everything happened very quickly then. I knocked the weapon out of his hand and pushed him hard. He...
Fell out of the window.
Just so.
真假的、啊？这个女的也太强了吧
None too wise picking a fight with an armed robber.
Why? Because I'm a woman, in a frock rather than plate. I can take care of myself, I assure you. A hairpin might look like mere ornament, but plunged into an eye, it can be as effective as a blade.
claim the man was trying to rob you when you walked into the room?
Yes. He stood over my dressing table, pouring through my jewelry.
Mm-hmm. After this is my guess. Picked it up while searching.
Why, that's the heart of Toussaint. Oriana, how did you ever come to have it?
I bought it, many years ago, from a young woman.
Jewel seems important. Why?
The heart is an heirloom. It belonged to my family for years. Then it disappeared. I didn't think we would ever recover it.
Seems someone is very determined to find it. The thief left his tool bag behind. Found this drawing inside it. Look.
The heart of Toussaint. Representation's pretty faithful. Centurion must have been on a job. Got very clear instructions what to look for.
So it is not him we seek, but his employer. Is this the only evidence we found?
Also happened on the weapon he attacked Oriana with. Hunting knife. Used to skin game. Got an emblem on its hilt.
This crest is used by the Lords of Duntine. The present master of the castle is a passionate hunter. Our next lead, perhaps.
Duntine. Remember the place. Abandoned ruin just a few years ago.
More recently, the family's last heir, Roderick, returned to his ancestral seat and restored the castle.
Know any more about this Roderick?
His grandfather was an advisor to Queen Ademarta. The family received those lands as a grant for his service. Roderick is quite the recluse. He avoids society, preferring the company of a small team of knights, though the latter term is imprecise, as they seem more akin to vandals with crests on their shields.
Oriana, everything we discussed here, hope you'll keep it to yourself. Counting on it, in fact. Word gets out he, failed in his attempt to steal the jewel. His employer could run. We need to proceed cautiously.
Discretion is in the interest of us all. I'll not ask what this is about, just as I expect not to be troubled about it again. By anyone.
Forgive me, Madam Oriana, but might I have a word?
You must excuse me a moment.
Oriana.
Few make me feel awkward, but in her presence, I sense anxiety, discomfort.
The drawing. It's on the same type of paper the victims' names were written on.
You were not only behind the beast's murders, but also stole the Son Real and sought to steal the heart of Toussaint.
Look, the wine, the jewel, both tied to you intrinsically.
凶手是不是贵族啊？还是
Not something I'm willing to believe.
有钱人士啊？
Worried about one thing, that somewhere at the end of this scheme, plan might call for an attempt on your life.
It could be something else altogether. My sister, Siana, might be among the schemers. She left court when we were children. My parents banished her from the duchy. I've not seen her since.
她还有姐姐啊？
Think your sister might be involved? Why?
You see, I recall her always being rather possessive, throwing jealous fits if I had something she didn't.
Here, that's normal for sisters. Rivalry.
True. I suppose I gave as good as I got. There are times I miss that very much. The wine, its theft, was the first clue. That's very much like her. She always did enjoy stealing my toys, but I grew almost certain when I saw the heart of Toussaint. Siana received it from father as a gift, at a time when my parents thought of her as but an ill-behaved little girl. Someone wanted some of my wine. The same someone ordered our family jewels stolen, or recovered. It's my sister.
感情不好吗？
A fallen princess satisfying whims, going after lost luxuries? Could be right.
为何被
What
驱
did your
逐
sister
啊？
do to get banished?
Siana was cursed.
Parents run afoul of some mage?
No. She was born at an inopportune moment. They said she was touched by the curse of the Black Sun. Geralt, is it true? Can an individual be evil because they were born during the wrong lunar phase?
Could be the case. Could also be because they were treated like lepers from birth. Isolated, prodded, ostracized. Couldn't have had it easy, Siana.
She was angry at the whole world. She felt inferior, felt pain, though she masked this with confidence, arrogance even. She could also be cruel at times. I recall one such situation. She persuaded Cedric the Coolbird that she could see the future in her dreams. We were children, and Cedric's brother was smitten with me. It was an innocent childhood crush. Siana knew of it. She told Cedric of a dream she had had, that he would die at the hands of his own brother. Cedric stole his father's sword and killed his brother. She destroyed 2 lives with a prank. Cedric mourns to this day. In the end, they forced her to leave the palace. A decade passed. More. I've missed her terribly since. Your mission has gained new import. You must go to Duntine, and if Siana is there, you must find her. No matter what she did, she is not to be harmed in any way, shape, or form. You must make sure of that.
I'll find her if she's there.
I hope you do. I very much wish to talk to her. Sister to sister.
Your Grace, Geralt, I'd like to introduce...
Regis! What a surprise! I had no idea you were in Beauclair. And this is...
Huh?
My very dear friend, Detlef van der Eretain, an arrival from Nazaire.
Huh?
We are lending our combined resources to the Witch's Hunt.
Ah, yes. Splendid. But why are you here at Oriana's?
They came to pay me a surprise visit, so I invited Regis in for a glass of wine. We've known each other for... ages. Literally. Witcher, I hear you know Regis too. Even that you are friends.
Few I can rely on like I can on Regis. Kinda hoping he thinks the same of me.
Curious. It seems opposites really do attract.
Don't be fooled, dear. Geralt has many merits. He merely hides them from the world very diligently.
You said you're both aiding him with his contract. It involves the Beast of Beauclair, I suspect. Master Witcher, maybe you could satisfy my curiosity. What's it like going toe-to-toe with a monster, knowing you've only 2 options, to kill or be killed?
Despite what you might have heard, I don't lunge at every monster I see, sword in hand. Talking gets the job done, for some.
I wonder what a monster might have to say to you.
It might want to apologize.
My word. For what might a monster wish to apologize to a witcher?
For killing. Though at times there is no choice, when loved ones are at risk and require protection.
就像他一样。
Same as humans. Put them in that situation, they'll kill too.
You understand this. It must be why you and Regis are friends. If
怎
I
么气
understand
氛
you
变得那么
correctly,
的
you would rather help
诡异啦？
the monster than
空气中充满杀气。
Possible, yeah. Or at least try.
Enough about the Witcher trade for now. Regis mentioned you come from Nazaire. I spent time there as a child.
fond memories.
It was wonderful. I was positively entranced by the land's fashions. Deep-cut dresses I found most fascinating.
I believe we're running short on wine. I should go to the cellar, bring another bottle.
Let me go. Wanna help, Regis? Know your wine a lot better than I know mine.
We shall return forthwith.
哎，不对啊，他把女王丢在这个地方，怕太有危
An
险吗？
exceptional conversation, don't you think? Vampires, a witcher,
And the Duchess of Toussaint? My
到
my.
底在想什么？
Highly exceptional, Regis. Wanted to talk to you in private. You crazy bringing Detloff here?
Geralt, allow me to explain.
No, let me explain. He's dangerous, and you are gonna watch him.
But that is precisely what I'm doing. Detloff believes you'll succeed in your task, and he'll not need to kill anymore.
That is, not until he gets his hands on the men who kidnapped his Renner.
Oriana, she really your friend? Can she be trusted?
I met her years ago, before I met you, and before she settled in Beauclair. We'd not seen one another in... I can't begin to tell you in how long.
But I shall tell you all about her some other day.
Guessing it's no act.
It would be quite some coincidence indeed. No, a dutiful little bird told us.
乌鸦嘛。
Now listen close. Managed to learn where the blackmailers are. They're based at Duntine Castle.
That's splendid news. If they are there, Renner must be there as well.
Duchess expects we'll find her long-lost sister there too. Thing is, she might be involved. Could be behind the blackmailing.
Do you mean to say your task now is to extract 2 women from the castle?
Mean to say we can't breathe a word of this to Detloff, who wants revenge above all else.
Geralt, you must trust me. I've got away with...
No, Regis. Can't risk it. Gotta keep Detloff here while I go to Duntine.
Alone?
Alone. That way I can make sure neither woman will come to any harm.
I hope you know what you're doing. Fine. I shall see to Detloff. Good luck, my friend.
Splendidly, Detlaff. Ah, I'm grateful you brought back those memories. You're back. It took you long enough.
Contrary to what common folk believe, choosing a wine is not nearly as easy as it might seem. Especially a wine to be served to 2 exquisite ladies.
Regis, gallant as ever. I regret all the more that I shan't finish the 2nd bottle with you. Duty calls.
Your Grace, always a pleasure.
I thank you for your help. It's been invaluable. Geralt, will you see me out?
怎么大家都走光了？
You have exceptional friends. This Detlaff, an intriguing man to say the least.
Don't know him too well. He say much about himself?
Not much, but I've a good sense of the true nature of those I meet. I'd not survive a week at court otherwise.
So what's his?
Sensitive, sad. He carries within him the weight of a terrible tragedy. He is a good man, but lost, which is why he comes across as grim.
Didn't expect the evening to end like this.
Neither did I. But I have not drawn you out for a romantic stroll. I wish to make certain you know what you are to do.
Gotta go to Duntine.
I've decided my guardsmen will support you. You will meet them at Count Delacroix's mill. It stands along the Saône Retour River, near the Cockatrice Inn. Captain de la Tour and his men will await you there at midnight. You shall storm the castle together.
所以说做了这么多事，都是他姐姐在乱搞啊！在哪里啊？哦，这么远啊？好吧，往回走。